Awesome.
What's after
I
this?
feel like you're like the Coliseum, and like we see if it's real.
We just see a single thumbs up through the window. What is the next segment?
Oh man, look at the time. It's time for press start, man.
It is.
I'm JJ,
I'm Justin.
and we're gonna be the best hosts you've ever seen. I'm gonna say it right now. Get it on camera. We're the best hosts you've ever seen. Get on your glasses, because you want to see us clearly, because we're the best darn hosts you're ever gonna see. I said darn. I said darn.
The absolute best.
Oof. All right. Now, I gotta say, I've been living under a rock. I don't know anything that's going on. What's gonna help me know what's going on?
Well, I know one thing that could help you. The news.
That's exactly right. Woo!
Hello everyone and welcome back to Press Start News.
We've got a lot of spicy content for you this week, so let's get right into it.
Mario and Luigi, famous plumbers from Mario games, recently opened up a spaghetti restaurant in New York. You know Mario, he does love his spaghetti.
That's right, Mario is a big spaghetti person. He eats spaghetti like I eat vegetables. Get it? It's because I'm vegan.
Wait, you vegan?
No, that's the joke on the joke.
That isn't a joke though.
Anyway, for the first hour of the restaurant opened, Mario and Luigi were there to help out and greet loyal fans while they ordered some spaghetti.
It's so nice to see famous celebrities help out the working class. Although I wouldn't trust them, they are plumbers after all.
Are you trying to say the meatballs aren't meatballs?
I'm sure some of them are meatballs, however others may be poopies.
I do not think a restaurant can serve poopies as food. You might be overreacting to that one.
I don't know about that one. Sonic still seems like it's doing just fine.
I actually quite like Sonic.
Like the hedgehog or actually.
Well, both.
There was only one correct answer to that question, and you got it wrong.
You're right. No one liked that Sonic movie when it came out. They were even hating on it when the trailer dropped.
I don't think you're really picking up. Wait, speaking of movies, why did Mario and Luigi even open up a restaurant? They have a movie coming out next year.
Oh, that's simple, actually. You see, Mario and Luigi only collect gold coins. That's like their main gimmick. We all like collecting gold coins. However, there's a slight problem with that. Ever since 1933, America has not been on the gold standard. This being said, Mario and Luigi cannot simply pay for things in gold anymore. I mean, yeah, gold is still worth a lot. However, America's money is not based off that anymore. This means that basically America's money is just that. It's meaningless. We only count it as money because we are told as a society it is money. Our money is not based off anything anymore. So, money is quite literally just paper. We are pawns in the government's plot. Mario and Luigi cannot pay for things in gold because there is no gold standard. So in order for them to have their movie, they have to have paper.
Or, you know, they just want to expand the brand.
It's all the plot, man.
I think you're just being paranoid.
Paranoid? I think you're just an uneducated sheep that follows orders and doesn't question them. Me, however, I'm just built different, okay? I know those government people are using the birds to spy on me. I know they got people like Solid Snake, Captain Price, that cop from Battlefield Hardline, and Kirby all spying on me. I'm not worried though. I can take them. I have over 500 hours logged onto Monopoly. I know what I'm about and I'm not afraid to say it.
Captain Price isn't even American.
Yeah, but we have this thing called the United Nations, and basically that means all the countries come together and help each other out in order to spy on their friends' countries and do stuff like leave Brexit or run the Olympics. Come on.
Well, I personally would like to try some of that hot piping spaghetti.
No! They put microchips in the spaghetti so they can hear what our stomachs say.
Okay, that's a bit of a stretch. Look, I'm gonna go to that spaghetti place. Do you want to come with me?
Are Mario and Luigi still there?
I believe so. I also think Toad and Peach are there now.
Okay, I'll go. Only if you pay and you get a picture of me with Toad.
All right, deal. Well, that looks like all the time we have for today's news. I guess we'll see you all later.
Yeah, we'll see you when we see you.
Oh man, I am informed.
Man, that was some exciting news.
That so was Northeast, West, and South. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it was real exhilarating. But you know what can be even more exhilarating?
What?
Losing at Mario Kart.
I do that all the time. And that's what they're going to do next.
That's me graduating Dictator College. This is me taking over the world with smiles. And this is where I'd put a trophy. If I had one! Sorry, it's the happy. But the happy's...
Oh man, I was not paying attention to that at all.
Well, I was, and I gotta say, it is some exceptional gameplay.
Yeah, good job, Donkey Kong.
Sure.
Yeah, but now I'm really hungry and I want to see some judging. So, what's next?
Why don't we move on to the Bake Off?
Heck yeah, Great Gaming Bake Off. Who's next? Stay tuned.
What do I even say?
Hey guys, welcome to Press Start Video Game Bake Off. Today,
We're rating stuff on presentation, tastiness, and skill.
yeah, what he's saying. This is gonna be our intro, by the way. You're done. You don't have to do this. Wow, it's the cake from Portal.
Oh,
you know.
I thought it was like a cake that was a portal. Like
No,
you ate it and like you gradually like transported yourself to somewhere.
I mean, that's usually what happens when you eat cake, right?
I'll go first because I want to. I think it looks. Look, I can't tell. It's like 2008 graphics, so I can't tell if it's like really burnt or if it's like a chocolate coating. That's like a chocolate coating, like Cocoa Pebbles or something on it. That looks pretty darn good. And the cherries on top, you know what? Like if that's what that is, then I would have to give tastiness like a firm like probably an 8 because it looks pretty darn tasty. In terms of presentation, I like the little rings around the cherries. That's pretty. Maybe those are clown noses. I don't know. It's like presentation with the single candle. I'd say it's pretty standard. I give it a 7. I don't know how to bake a cake. It's probably pretty hard. I don't know. I mean, it looks like your standard cake. You could probably make a Betty Crocker mix out of this. With like, I mean, there's a little bit of extra, like because of the little rings around the thing. I give it like a 6.
So if you actually look at the Portal cake recipe, and I did this one time because I wanted to know how to make Portal cake, and there was a Binging with Babish episode about this. The cake has like poison and dirt and fish in it, so it's not a good cake, but that's not gonna stop me from eating it. I give taste a 10, because no matter what, I'm gonna enjoy this cake, because even though there's dirt on it, I am going to love it.
Is this like a meta joke where it's like, since the cake is a lie, like you're lying to me about how stupid you are?
I would never lie to my boss. My family loves baking. I don't bake, but my sister loves baking, so that's pretty cool.
Maybe you should take up a new hobby.
I can.
And try baking instead of trying to make a show, because you'd probably be better at it.
Presentation, I'm giving this a 4, because that looks like something a child would make with a parent, and they'd be like, good job, sport, you're doing such a great thing. And then the kid's like, yeah, I'm doing it, look at me go.
Could a child make those little rings, those icing rings?
Oh, absolutely. I don't even think those are rings. I think it's like a thing, and
oh,
then
they just
push
squashed
down.
it down.
I'm pretty sure those are gumballs, man. Those don't look like cherries at all.
The gum is meant to be enjoyed over like an hour. So are you going to like pick the gumball off, eat the gumball for like an hour, and then get into the cake? And there's like multiple gumballs, so like, do you have to eat a gumball for each slice? That's just stupid.
What was the last part?
Skill, yeah.
Oh, I'll give that one the same I gave presentation, We know what it is. I don't remember. 4? 4.
Yeah.
There we go. That's it. That's all I got to say.
Tastiness, it does look really good, but I mean, I didn't really know what's in it. I didn't really ask anyone what's in it.
I just said what was in it.
I'm not listening to you.
Okay.
Yes.
So I am lactose intolerant. So I could die eating this, but it's like a double layer cake. So I'll probably give it like a 6, maybe a 7.
You know that trend of like where they were like on Twitter where they were cutting into things and it was cake and it was like stuff that shouldn't be cake? Is this like a cake? This is the opposite. It's a cake that whenever you cut into it, it's just like objects. There's like a bicycle in there.
You're gonna cut the cake and it's just gonna be Megan saying, "I'm lactose intolerant. Please don't feed this to me."
I can never make a cake from scratch. I always have to read like the back of the batter box or whatnot. But I don't know, cakes are done in like an hour or 2, so I'm gonna say like 4 maybe? It is on a cute little tray, which I like. I don't know what the tray's like made out of. Could be wood, it could be bronze, copper, whatever. But we're also in a really dark room, so it gives off very threatening vibes. And for presentation, I'm gonna give it like a 5.
The cake's supposed to be in a dark room.
But it's giving off
It's a
threatening vibes. I don't
surprise
want to eat
birthday,
that.
bro.
I don't want to eat that if I'm in a pitch dark room with one singular candle.
Eat it like a pirate, where they have to like eat stuff in the dark so they don't see like the maggots and stuff and like the bread they're eating.
Can I go first here? Can
All right,
I
go ahead.
first?
Yeah, I can feel it.
First of all, this guy has 2 pork products on a plate together. I'm not a man who knows meat, and all the homies hate me because I know my meat, but you can't put 2 pork things on the same thing. Plus, that ham looks like it's thinly sliced. I'm gonna go for taste. Actually, no, let me go presentation first. Presentation, that's a dead 5. You got 2 pork things on there. One looks like hot dogs, the other one looks like paper, pink paper. Skill, that's pretty lame, so like 2. And then taste, you know this is gonna be bussin', bro. This is gonna be bussin'. Even though it's 2 pork products, one of them looks like a rectangular prism, the other one looks like paper. I'm gonna go with a solid 9 on taste. That's it, bye.
I'm gonna say, in terms of tastiness, like you're right, it is 2 pork products. So like I'm gonna give tastiness like a 5 because like I mean it's probably all right. Like yeah, I don't know. The ham looks really overcooked. I'm gonna downgrade it to like a 4 because like the sausage looks a little overcooked too. And I don't know. I'm not really feeling it. But in terms of presentation, that's I'm sorry. That looks like you put the chip like you asked for chipped ham, and instead of like making it like bunches of like ribbons and like stuff where it's just like this clump of meat, it's just one like thin slice. It's like just. You chipped it, but it's like just the thinnest setting on like the ham slice.
It's like deli meat, yeah.
Adam, that's not supposed to be the cut that you eat at dinner.
Yeah.
You're supposed to eat a dinner slice
You're
of
supposed
ham,
to
which
eat
is
the
thick.
other half of ham.
Yeah. So in terms of tastiness, tastiness 3 or 4, whatever I said earlier. Skill, I mean that's just a cured ham.
I don't even want to try this because it looks like something you would get at Applebee's, and I don't like Applebee's at all. So I'm not even going to taste this. I'm going to rate it a 0 because on a presentation, no, it looks disgusting. The sausages look like fingers. It looks like I could take the ham slices and like wiggle them around, and like that's just not my vibe. So presentation 1. Skill, that ham looks burnt, moldy. Not the vibe. So 2. Period.
Yeah.
Period.
I'm with you. I'm with you there.
That's grass.
That's
grass.
That's just grass.
This is... Megan, you take the lead on this one.
So those fries look like you could bite in them and they would crunch, but it would leave like the roof of your mouth like very bloody, and like it would hurt for the rest of the day.
Crunch? Are you kidding me?
Look at them.
That looks
Look
like
at
it's just like there's no potato in there.
It looks like
Look
a
at
chip,
the
yeah.
angle.
Like a
Yeah.
really...
Look at the angle. Look at how pointy that one fry is on the top.
That looks
That's
awful.
Okay,
stab you.
just don't eat it from that side. Eat it flat. don't move it around in your mouth too much.
This would be the ideal fry for like putting on a sandwich.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because it wouldn't bulk up the like the permanis sandwich. You can't take a bite out of it because there's too much stuff in there.
It's too...
But if the fries were that thin, you could probably take a bite.
You know, we know what we're talking about with the Primani sandwich. She's from Eastern PA.
Yeah.
And has no idea what it is.
You just said
probably.
Primanis, but okay, continue. I apologize for mansplaining fries to you.
Tastiness, it looks very thin. Probably no flavor there. I work at Sheet, so I know what a fry is supposed to look like. It's not supposed to look like that. So tastiness, 2 maybe. Presentation, I don't like that there's one light above it. Makes me feel like I'm being threatened to eat this. So presentation, I'm gonna give a 1. And then skill, it is so easy to make fries.
I think you would have to really try to cut it that thin. I feel like the skill involved in this is like astronomical, and we just aren't seeing it. I'm saying skill is like 8, like at least. That looks difficult to make. But tastiness, I'm giving like a 1, or I'll give a soft 2. I'll give it a soft 2 because, I mean, the golden outside of a French fry is pretty tasty, but I don't know. It's just whenever it's just all that. It looks like edamame, like those green beans that you have to. Yeah, it really does. So yeah, it's soft 2 on that, and then presentation. Yeah, this is like lighting that someone would use to. This is the lighting that Kendrick Lamar would use to take a photo for his album cover or something. Like it's just direct, head on. It looks like it's like for an emo album from 2016. Presentation, I'm giving like a 3. That's that on that.
I give it 10s across the board.
Man, those are some delicious treats there.
Oh yeah, I'm full just looking at them.
Yeah, sure is a shame the cake is a lie. You know what isn't a lie?
What?
These ratings. Let's watch as we
yeah.
see the Halo tier list.
Oh, I think.
Hello, dear viewers. Now, I already know what you're thinking. Aren't you that guy from that one TV show? Well, yes. I'm, in fact, the producer of Animation Nation. What's that? Oh, you haven't heard of me? You don't know what Animation Nation is? Well, something you may have heard of is Halo Infinite. With Halo Infinite coming out later this year, I thought I'd answer the burning question that we have all been asking. Which is the best Halo? So, I'm here to rank all the current games in the series from worst to best. I've played every Halo, minus Wars, so I deem myself the only one possibly capable of making this list. Now, for this list, I'm only going to be talking about the main games in the series. So, in other words, no Halo Wars, just the first-person shooters. I'll be judging each game off of both their campaigns and multiplayers because I feel like both of them are important to the Halo experience. The scaling will go from Killjoy, which is C, Running Riot, which is B, Unfriggin' Believable, which is A, and Perfection, which is S. So, starting this list in no particular order, we have Halo Combat Evolved. This was the beginning of Halo and the one that started it all and introduced me to one of the greatest first-person shooters ever made. It was the first Xbox game I ever played. This game set the framework for what would be every Halo to come afterwards, and therefore deserves a decent place on this list. The campaign was very solid and fun, and told a compelling story. Honestly, there's not much to talk about regarding its campaign, it's just good all around. Its multiplayer is also good, but a little unbalanced. Many of the weapons were either pea shooters or way overpowered. I think we all remember just how powerful the Magnum was in this game, and spawn points are kind of wonky, but that's an issue in almost all of the Halo games. All in all, a solid and enjoyable game. I'll put it in Unfriggin' Believable.
Unfriggin' Believable.
now we're getting into the good stuff. Halo 2. My personal favorite in the series and the one that I played the most. There might be a little bias in this one. With the exception to the abrupt ending, the campaign was great. It brought in the Arbiter and split the story between him and the Chief very well. Unlike another game I know, which we'll be talking about later. It also delved deeper into the Covenant and how they work. It had some of the most memorable missions in my opinion as well, like Metropolis, Quarantine Zone, and Delta Halo. The multiplayer was/is always fun. I think it has one of the best multiplayers in the series, though it does still have those wonky spawn points. I can't tell how many times I've respawned after dying only to die 3 seconds later because someone with a rocket launcher was right in front of me. Fantastic game through and through, and I haven't even mentioned the music. Just listen to this. Clearly the best soundtrack in the series and the best game in the series. It goes in perfection.
Perfection.
Okay, this is where things get a little shaky. Halo 3. I have mixed feelings about Halo 3. I think it has the best campaign in the series. The story was great and had some very big and cinematic missions, like the Storm, Ark, Covenant. Actually, now that I think about it, practically all of Halo 3's missions were really good. And the ending mission had the best Warthog run with you outrunning an exploding Halo. Epic stuff right there. It gave a good ending to the original trilogy of games and left it perfectly open for the next game in the series. However, with all that being said, it's really hard for me to overlook the multiplayer of Halo 3. Halo 3 added a lot of things to its multiplayer. It was the first game to introduce Forge mode, expanded the limits of its multiplayer, added plenty of new weapons and vehicles, and yet somehow it still has probably the worst multiplayer of the whole series. Your movement is slow and floaty, your weapons aren't very balanced in my opinion, and what the heck is a headshot in this game? Why is it when I try to headshot someone, I have to shoot them like 6 times, but when they do it to me, I die in 2 shots? And I swear the sweatiest players play the multiplayer. Don't get me wrong, I still played the mess out of this, but given the choice between this multiplayer and the others, I would pick the other ones. I'm going to have to put this one in running riot, because while the campaign is fantastic, the multiplayer brings it down a few notches.
Running riot.
Okay, I know I said I would only be talking about the main games of the series, but this is my list on it, and I can talk about what I want. ODST kind of falls in the same line as Halo 3. It has a very good campaign and tells a story outside of the main Halo games. The game also really encouraged exploration to find secrets and extra lore bits. A lot of people tend to dislike this one because it was basically Halo 3 with slightly better graphics and a couple added features, but personally, I don't think this game gets the recognition it deserves. In this game, you don't play as an overpowered super soldier trying to save humanity. You play as a regular soldier just trying to survive and aid in the Covenant War. The game also does a good job of showing the effects of the war on the regular populace and cities. Though it does still have the multiplayer of Halo 3, so again, kind of brings it down a bit.
Running riot.
Speaking of slight spin-offs, we have Halo Reach. Though this game was more of a prequel than a spin-off, a lot of people tend to hold this one pretty highly, and to be honest, I don't really understand why. Now, I know I already made some of you mad for my opinions on Halo 3, but let me explain. Don't get me wrong, it's still a good game, but I don't really hold it as high as everyone else. There was nothing really special about it in my opinion. It was just another Halo, which of course isn't bad, I just saw no reason to hold it any higher than the other ones. The campaign was good and acted as a good prequel and explanation to the events that led up to the Halo story. It had some interesting characters and some hard-hitting moments. The multiplayer wasn't too bad. It introduced the armor abilities. Technically Halo 3 was the first to do it, but it wasn't the same. really expanded on the Forge mode, and introduced more weapons and vehicles, some exclusive only to Reach for some reason. All in all, a decent game, but a little straightforward. I think I'll put it in Running Riot.
Running Riot.
Halo 4 is probably my second favorite Halo in the series. With new designs, new enemies, new weapons and abilities, I think the game was a good, strong start to the new trilogy of games and a good way to reintroduce Halo while still keeping the core of what made Halo, Halo. The campaign was good and delved deeper into who the Chief was and his relationship with Cortana. I'd say the only weak part of the campaign is the main villain, the Didact. Given that he's the first living Forerunner we see in all of Halo, he could have been a really cool villain, and the Prometheans were an interesting new enemy. But the Didact just wasn't as menacing as he could have been, and his eventual defeat was pretty anticlimactic. The multiplayer rides right along with Halo 2's, with it being one of the best in the series. Well balanced, decently paced, and fun new abilities. Say what you want about sprinting, being in Halo, it does have its uses, and Forge mode really hit its peak in this one. Great game all around, but not quite as good as Halo 2, so I'll put it in Unfreaking Believable.
Unfreaking believable.
Now comes the black sheep of the series, Halo 5. I want to be entirely clear here. I know a lot of people like to hate on this game. Some for valid reasons, others do it just because they can. I personally don't dislike this game. There are a lot of things that I thought were cool and interesting, but unfortunately there were way more things that I found annoying. The first and perhaps most annoying was that they made everything online, even the co-op. In a game that has had couch co-op as a mainstay throughout its entire series, I don't know whose brilliant idea it was to take that out. This meant that if you weren't able to play online for any reason, like I was when I originally got it, you were stuck only playing the campaign. I've heard the multiplayer is pretty fun, but I never really was able to play it. And unfortunately, the campaign didn't really make up for it, since it's one of the shortest in the entire series and leaves a lot to be desired. The story wasn't the best, but it did have some good ideas, like having Cortana as the villain, and it showed some of the different parts of the Halo world, like the Elite's homeworld and other human settlements. It also made Buck a Spartan, which is always a win. And Locke. Locke could have been such a cool character, but they tried too hard to make him cool. Whoever wrote his character clearly didn't read up on any of the lore of Halo, or play any of the other games for that matter. There's a lot more to be said about this game, but I'm sure you don't want to be here all day. Not an outright terrible game, but it could have been a lot better, and it was a disappointment to Halo fans. It's gotta go in Killjoy.
Killjoy.
Well, that's my list. Love it or hate it, those are the facts. I've been Josh. Thanks for watching.
Unfreaking believable. Perfection. Running Riot. Unfreaking believable. Killjoy.
All right.
Josh and Master Chief in the same segment? I can't even.
It's so much. I mean, there's so much star power in just one segment.
I'm getting hot in here. I think we gotta go.
I can't believe. Yeah. Well, I guess that's it for today. We'll see you next time at Press Start.
I'm JJ.
I'm Justin.
See ya.
You clapped early.